What's up, everybody? My name's Quin. I have read this book, which is a Bible, so many times.
A lot.
So many times.
I am Jasper, and I have never read this book. I don't read.
He can read, though.
Sure.
He can read.
Absolutely have.
Once or twice.
Done it before.
Yeah, he'll do it again. Just not in front of you.
No, don't look at me while I pretend to read these. Read these books. Why does it hurt so bad? Why? Is it because this is the bedrock of our society?
So chapter 38 is so fucking insane, I didn't even bother writing down notes. We're just reading it.
Oh, shit! Ooh, which one should I do? Keep in mind, 3 of them are the exact same one.
I want to see this in the Action Bible.
Do an Action Bible today. Attention grabbing.
Attention holding.
Oh, it holds the attention.
It doesn't grab it.
I thought it was just grabbing it.
No. It only holds it. Like, if you can get there yourself, then it will keep you there.
That's not bad. You know what? I've been shitting on that, but does it actually say? I gotta make sure.
No, it does. It says attention holding animations or illustrations.
Forcing story, compelling, cross, energetic, and emotionally changed figures. I don't see where it says.
I think it's in the bio.
Oh, in the bio. Okay.
I read it on there.
I believe you did.
Do I need to find it?
I can read. Let me just get there on my own. Oh, this is so hard. There it is. It's attention holding.
I'm glad we got there together. Chapter 38.
It was exhausting. More maps. I don't know what it is though.
Yeah, we're not
there.
We're so far from there.
God,
so far from there.
God damn it!
Closer.
Straight to hell.
1 more 4 3. Yeah.
This is it.
Well, it might skip it.
Dreamer for sale.
I think it skips it.
This is 37. We already did 37. Yeah. This is 39. Damn it, Action Bible.
So the reason that I think that it skips that is. This is just a weird side note about so you remember how Joseph got sold into slavery?
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that was weird that because his coat was covered in goat's blood and now he's a slave.
Yeah. So this is just a weird side story about one of his brothers being a dickhead, and then we don't talk about him again.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, remember that time Jacob wrestled with the Lord?
Fuck the Lord? Or the Lord fucked him?
No,
do you fuck the Lord or the Lord fuck you?
The Lord fucks you every time. You didn't get to fuck the Lord.
He does punch you in the hip, though.
Oh, yeah, that was a punch.
He didn't just get fucked so hard.
Strong pelvic punch.
Fucked his hip out of place.
If only.
Okay. So about this time.
Okay.
This is my favorite intro to every chapter in this book.
That's how they always just go roughly same time, give or take millennia or 3.
Judah moves away. Judah is the brother that said, let's toss him in a pit instead of sell him into slavery instead of kill him.
Okay.
So he runs off, and he has a couple kids. One of them is named
Okay.
E-R.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Verse 3, I think, is the first time that it says it.
She became pregnant and gave birth to a son who was named
Then she has a kid named Onan, and then she has a third son and names him Sheila.
All right, mate.
Sheila.
Met a nice Sheila the other day.
Then his son grows up, and they arrange a marriage for but was a dickhead, so God killed him.
How does yours put it? Because mine is intense.
Was a wicked man in the Lord's sight, so the Lord took his life.
Mine says the same thing about Lord's sight, and then it goes, so the Lord put him to death. Metal. Damn. Can you imagine being so fucking mean that God just like, dude, no, fuck you,
Done. I am done with this bullshit. Can you imagine the irony of the God of the Old Testament saying you're too much of a dickhead?
Yeah. No. Weird. What was he doing? What was doing that was so bad?
I don't know.
His name is
Yeah.
which is like one letter away from air, which means error.
That's true.
So like, he never had a chance.
Yeah. So then, bless you. Bless you a second time.
Oh, thank you. Lord.
Judah goes to his second oldest son and says, "Hey, your brother's dead, so now you have to marry his wife because that's the tradition or whatever."
Okay, that shouldn't happen enough that it becomes tradition.
You're right.
I don't like that.
I mean, to be fair, also we're talking about a time when people were, I'm sure, dying left and right.
Yeah,
It's like they just live in the desert. You know what I mean?
A lot of death. I think I read somewhere that the back in the like colonial times for America, like the 1776 around there, the life expectancy or average age or whatever was like 25.
Oh yeah, no, it was ludicrously low.
That's insanity.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Like George Washington's 25 just being like, and this is my country, and I want it now. I'm a big boy. I'm president of the whole.
I'm 31 and I can barely handle an apartment and a dog.
Dude, it's a lot.
That's a lot.
But again, there was like 10 people on the earth back then.
That's true.
It's 7 billion now.
Yeah, that's true.
Almost 8 billion. I think we're getting close to 8 billion.
Stop having kids.
What are you doing?
Stop it.
You don't think there's enough of us?
I understand that there is there's. Just stop it.
Just wear a condom, you fucking animals. Fuck in the butt, for shit's sake.
Seriously.
Fuck someone from the same gender. Like, just go crazy.
Just do anything but have more kids.
Ugh. Get your jimmies off another way, you fucking sickos. You breeders out there having sex with women. Ain't nothing gayer than
fuck ladies, but just don't get them pregnant. God damn it.
I was gonna go on a thing, but
that's
fine. No, I just sound homophobic.
It's whatever. But so yeah, he has to marry the wife of the dude that died, and he does.
It's tradition.
But he doesn't want to give her a kid because it won't be his heir. So every time he fucks her, he jizzes on the ground. And that pisses God off, so he kills him.
This is like, I can't process all this information anytime ever that you say one thing. I just don't know what to do.
That's why these are 3-hour-long episodes.
You say one thing and then an hour and a half of me just going, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why? Yeah, that can't. No, it didn't say that. And then I read it and then
it says the thing.
It says the thing. Okay. I got Big Boy back out. I love,
see that? It's kind of hard to miss.
I love Big Boy so much.
He's awesome.
Especially because I have the New International. You have New Living. It's the same fucking thing.
It's the same book.
It's just. Like,
I mean, they're all the same book.
They're all the same. Well, no, they're not. No, they're fucking not. This one speaks.
No one pants in this version.
People pit in there. People don't pit here.
No, that's right.
But
that's
no
right,
one
yeah.
comes in there.
Camus. That broke me, man. That broke. I was so pissed.
The Camist.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking gonna chemist all over your fucking face.
So then Judah's like, this shit ain't working. So he tells the lady that she's not going to get married again. And he,
this is gross.
Let's hear it.
And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. And it came to pass when he went in unto his brother's wife that he spilled it, in italics,
It's a seed,
on the ground, lest that he should give seed to his brother. That none of this makes any. He's just. Why is this a thing? Why is any of this?
I don't know, because it doesn't come back.
Oh, so this is so baffling.
I know.
I can't treat this like a regular book.
You can't.
You really can't.
Yeah.
It's insanity.
Yeah. That's why there's Bible study. They were like, today we're studying this random passage out of fucking nowhere.
You don't have to study the fucking Divergent series. It's all just laid out. They give it to you. It's a well-written book.
Well, we've established several times this is not a well-written book.
This is poorly written.
So,
are we gonna start taking Bible study classes to understand this better?
I mean, we're reading it. We understand it. The only reason we take a Bible study is to understand the way that people want to read it so that you can somehow apply it to your life. And they probably are not going to talk about this shit.
Oh, so we're not going to do that because that would just make us real mad.
Uh-huh.
And we'd yell at the professor.
We just scream at people in the church.
This is wrong!
Have you guys read for chapter 38 of Genesis?
This is madness!
The one where the dude jizzes on the ground and then God kills him?
Yeah.
So Judah sends the widow away and says, "You're not getting married again right now because my kids keep dying." And he says when his youngest son, this motherfucker,
So
when the
weird.
youngest son is old enough, then he's gonna go get her and have her marry him. But he doesn't actually play. It says in parentheses that wasn't something he was actually gonna do because he was afraid that his kid would die too. So she goes
much
home.
lying in
I know,
the Bible.
so much.
You would think that when you grow up with Christian values and they say, "Hey, you shouldn't lie."
Well, I mean, I guess kind of because it's teaching you that these are bad things.
Yeah, but like half the time they get away with it.
Yeah, well, we just don't talk about those. that's how the Bible works.
That's
You
in
just
the
don't
Old
talk
Testament.
about
It doesn't
them.
count.
doesn't
It's
count.
only 80% of the book, I think, is the entire way to live life.
So she goes home, and Judah's wife dies later. Just a little throwaway info. After the time of mourning was over, Judah and his friend Hirah the Adulamite went to Timnah to supervise the shearing of his sheep.
Sure, why not? Okay, fine.
And that is where the widow was living.
Oh, do we have her name?
Her name is Tamar.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's
The-
where Tamar was living.
The one who didn't get any jizz in her?
Yeah.
Okay. Tamar the jizzless.
Gonna be a fucking D&D boss. So she finds out that he's gonna be there, and she knows that the youngest son has grown up enough to marry her, but she hasn't, gotten the call. She hasn't been called up from the minors. So she changes out of her widow's clothes, covers herself in a veil to disguise herself, and then sits beside the road at the entrance to the village, which is where everybody has to pass by together.
I want to see where this goes. I'm interested.
Judah notices her,
I feel like it's a bad plan.
immediately assumes she's a prostitute because her face is covered,
What? That's
and
a
decides
what?
to stop by and say, "Hey, you want to bang?"
What?
And she says, "How much are you going to pay me?"
What?
And he says, "I'll give you a young goat for my flock." And she says, "What else are you going to give me to promise that you're going to give me the thing you said?" And he asks what she wants. And she says, "I want your identification seal." No idea what that is.
What?
Your cord and your
what-
walking stick.
This is what? What? This is what just happened?
So much.
I can't keep up. This is insane. What? What? Oh, that woman's face is partially covered. She must be a slut
For money.
for money. What? Why?
38.
What?
38:15 is where he notices that she's definitely a prostitute because he can't see her face.
Okay. All right. Wow, man, you really think that like the Bible's kid friendly because of how much they really give this to kids, and it's
That's
just.
why the Action Bible skips this.
I knew there was a reason.
While you're going, I'm assuming you're going to kind of double check my
I just wanna-
haphazard telling of.
Because you sound so carefree.
I know.
And it's like there's no way that's in here.
I know.
Every time.
I know.
It's just so baffling that this book, also Big Boy, gives a lot of information with the middle bit being all wordy and stuff. Sending a kid of the bit, give you like what is there's so many words that I don't understand. I can read though.
No, you can totally read.
I can read very, very welly.
It just straight up skips it. Like I thought maybe there was just like a little panel
Dude,
that just like or whatever. It's just 100% not in here.
38 to, or is it goes to 37 to 39, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just kind of assumed that like there'd at least be like a picture of a dick jizzing or something.
Nope. Attention holding.
Yeah, but it didn't grab my attention, so we're done with it.
Didn't grab that dick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jism on the ground. Jism on the ground.
So yeah,
Looking
no.
like
So
a
in all
fool with
seriousness,
your
he
jism on
rolls into
ground.
the city. He
Yeah.
sees a lady with a veil on. He goes, "I can probably fuck that for money." He walks up, says, "Can I fuck you for money?" She says, "Yes." What kind of money? He says, "A sheep." She says, "I don't trust that you'll give me the sheep because it's not here. Give me something else to prove that you're going to give it to me." And he gives her his identification seal.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. What
Yeah.
the fuck? I want to see what it says in here because I don't even know what that means. Like blood? Like a blood oath?
No, in all seriousness, I'm assuming they have like coins or some sort of like family heirloom.
Oh, okay.
Like, I mean, that's my guess. It's 38:18. She asks what
and he said, "What pledge shall I give thee?" And she said, "Thy signet." And thy bracelets.
Okay, yeah. So like signet, like signet ring, like a signet is like a family crest or a family something.
Okay, it has a little like a note here.
Let's hear the note.
Thy signet has a little tiny R above it. So 38, 18. What?
Does it just give you a different verse to reference?
Verse 25, yeah.
Okay. So I mean, it just probably just comes up again.
It just says signet again.
Okay. Well, I will actually tell you without a doubt, a signet is a family crest that identifies you as a member of that. It's not something you would have unless you were
Right on.
a member of that family.
Right on.
So he gave her all the things she asked for, and then he fucks her, and she gets pregnant, and then he goes home. And she goes home and takes off her veil and puts back on her wedding clothes, or widow's clothes, I'm sorry.
So both of them were widows, right? Because his wife died.
His wife died, yeah.
And both of her husbands died.
Yes.
Even though she wasn't married to the first.
She was married to both of them.
Oh, I thought she wasn't married to the
No,
first
she was,
brother.
yeah.
Okay.
But he was just a piece of shit, so God killed him.
Right.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
this is all right.
great.
I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's like God just like, no, fuck you, dead.
Yeah. So Judah goes back to his buddy and says, "Hey, take this goat to the lady that I fucked for goats, and then get my shit back." And the dude goes into town and says, "Hey guys, I'm gonna talk to town prostitute real quick, and got some shit for her."
I've called this meeting here for order. Where is the town whore? I must speak with her so I can pay her.
To which everybody responds, "Oh, we don't have one."
What?
And he's like, no, she was by the front gate. And they're like, "Yeah, no, sorry, man, we don't have a prostitute."
She actually became the town baker about 3 weeks ago. You were in the meeting for that. You were in the meeting for her. She's great. Have you had her pastries?
No,
Croissants are phenomenal.
no, I'm really,
Also, every once in a while, she just forgets that she's baking, so like that she's not a prostitute anymore.
Yeah.
So she'll just beeve you right there, just flash it up, give you a bit of that roast beef sandwich.
I hate you.
You want some Arby's?
No,
I do.
Arby's is gross.
Who said it was good? I just want it because it helps with the day-to-day struggle.
That's fair. So Judah and his buddy are like, "Well, fuck that bitch then. She can keep our shit. And we're going to look stupid if we try to find her again." My Bible says, "We tried our best." And we'd be the laughing stock of the village if we went back again.
Okay, you already just all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then a few months later, word reaches Judah that Tamar, his daughter-in-law, is pregnant as a result of prostitution. And Judah shouts, "Bring her out and burn her."
Wow.
Yeah. Because it's cool to fuck a prostitute, but if it's your daughter-in-law, then she should die because she's a prostitute.
Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
bad. That's bad. Don't do that.
Men wrote this book.
Oh man, only.
But as they were taking her out to kill her, she sent this message to her father-in-law: "The man who owns these identification seals and walking sticks is the father of my child. Do you recognize them?"
Duh. This bitch getting in charge.
And then he admits that they're his, and he says, "She is more in the right than I am,
Huh.
because I did not keep my promise to let her marry my son." Not because you shouldn't murder people for having control over their bodies or standard financial interactions, but just because I told a fib.
Well, he's just trying not to look like a complete and total jackass.
He's
Like,
not
all right,
achieving
we
that
won't-
goal.
We won't kill her because, well, I did lie to her about the whole son thing, so we'll let her go. She's just like, dude, what about the whole, you fucked me and gave me these kids thing?
I told you fib. That's where this ends.
Maybe we should just burn people because you want to. It seems,
No, I feel like that part's fine.
Also, earlier you were looking for the town prostitute to pay her.
Yeah.
You wanted to just have a friendly, oh, here's your money. Okay, I'll see you later.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah.
There was no burning that was going to happen then.
Well, no, it wasn't you. I didn't know her. I mean, I knew her biblically, right? I knew her, but I didn't know
What's
her.
biblically mean? We're in the Bible, but we're not we don't know about that's character versus player knowledge. Stay in the scene with me.
Damn it. Fine, I won't fuck up like that again. I'm
No,
sorry.
don't let it happen
I
again.
broke the fourth wall. and
If you
I'm
do
sorry.
it again, we're taking improv classes.
I swear to God, I will never fuck up again.
That's how you ruin a good time, is with improv classes.
Yeah. And then you get to start an improv troupe and you tell all your friends, Scott, I can't get people to come watch me play songs that are, I think, pretty good for 15 minutes. How do people get their friends to come to improv shows? Well, they don't. So,
Nope,
answer
they
my
don't.
asked and answered.
There you go. Improv people are very lonely.
So it turned out that she was actually pregnant with twins.
What?
And when they were born, one of them stuck his arm out of the puss.
Nope.
And they wrapped a string around it so they'd know which one was born first. But then he pulled his hand back in, and then the other one was born first. And everybody was like, how did that? What? No. And then they named him Perez.
Fares.
Because you have the pronunciation. That makes sense. Mine
Yeah.
is spelled like Perez Hilton.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Perez.
Dude, fucking wild.
Yeah.
Mine's just Fares.
And he was the one. Faraz, sorry, was the one with the red string, and then Zara was the other baby that was born.
Man, they did some weird.
Back to the other part of the story.
What? This never comes back.
Not as far as I can see.
We're going back to
we're
Joseph's
talking about Jessica, yeah.
story, and we're.
But
gonna,
that was just a fun
we're
little
gonna-
side note.
I mean, it was kind of fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Weird and wild and confused. That's the thing, is I have a hard time enjoying these stories because I'm so busy being confused by how things work.
That was just kind of a fun thing where like you're watching a show that's like 12 or 13 episodes and it's based on a book and there's like some small character that the book doesn't really talk about, but they can't quite stretch that book into a full season. So they just have one episode where they're just like, this character's fun.
Filler arc.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
It's a filler arc.
Yeah,
We're going to talk about how a baby's hand stuck out of a vagina and then they wrapped string around it and then it went back in.
I'd rather not, but we can't. I mean, it happens.
I don't know what else I would say. I just wanted to really acknowledge
that happened.
That
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
And, so Joseph, huh?
As they were being born, one of them reached out his hand, and the midwife tied a scarlet string around the wrist of the child who appeared first, saying, "This one came out first."
No.
But then he drew his hand back in. As I said,
Here comes another baby.
back to the other story.
Joseph, what's he up to? He had a coat, now he doesn't. Isn't that crazy?
So Joseph is purchased by a man named Potiphar,
Sure.
and things are going all right for Joseph.
Being okay as a slave?
Well,
Not
he
a bad
actually
slave life?
not a bad slave life at all, because Potiphar notices that God blesses Joseph a lot. Like things seem to go well for Joseph.
Sure.
And Potiphar's logic is, okay, well, things go for good for him. If I have him do my shit, things will go good for him, but he's doing my shit, so things will go good for me.
It's pretty sound logic.
It really is.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
So Joseph winds up in charge of everything in this motherfucker's house. Like
Okay.
household. Like he runs the goddamn house.
Joseph's the house nigga now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am very white. Joseph, it turns out, is super hot.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
It says he was a very handsome man, or handsome young man, or however it wants to. Handsome and well-built young man is how my book puts it. It's verse 6, the end of verse 6.
End of verse 6.
39:6.
Was a goodly person and well favored.
Okay.
I thought I said well flavored for a second. I was really, really hoping.
We can dream.
Well flavored Joseph in the Technicolor Gene Code.
So the reason I'm saying he was fucking hot is because
Is this going to be another he's my sister, also my wife thing?
No.
Okay, cool.
Potiphar's wife has never wanted anything in the world more than to fuck Joseph.
Oh, yeah.
And she's pushing it hard.
Is she?
She's pushing it
Good for her,
hard.
man. Good for Joey.
And no, but he's just like, hey, listen, like, I've got a good job, but your husband is my boss. I can't. I cannot. I will not. I cannot.
Right.
And she's
Very
like, please
responsible.
fuck me.
Please fuck his wife. Will you fuck his wife?
No.
Fuck his wife.
No.
Fuck me, who is his wife.
I want to.
I want
to, but I can't.
You want to, huh?
But I can't.
Ooh,
But I can't.
I can work with that.
But I can't.
I can make that
But I
happen.
can't.
You can't. But
I can't. I can't because the thing is,
Not-
still a slave.
Hardcore, yeah.
Yeah. So like, you know how I'm not like a person? Like I'm basically just an item in the house.
Yeah, but so am I. So like, you know,
I
I'm
feel
a
like I'm
woman.
still a step below you.
I'm a lady.
I feel like I could get killed before you for this, and I don't want to die.
You would be so surprised.
Here's the plan.
Okay. Yeah, I'm listening.
Go out to the entrance of the town.
Okay.
Put a mask on your face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna offer you a goat. We'll bang that way.
That's actually
That doesn't happen in the story.
Oh, that doesn't
No,
happen.
that
Ah, damn it.
So she gets progressively more aggressive until she like grabs him by the shirt and she's like, "Fuck me!"
I like her a lot.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's the best.
But Joseph, in his infinite wisdom, is like, "I'm gonna die if I do."
Yeah.
And so he's like, "Seriously, no." And he pulls away from her. His shirt rips off. He runs away. And she starts screaming. And everybody's like, "What the fuck happened?" They all bust in. They're like, "Why, dude, you got a shirt in your hand? Fuck, you're screaming. What's going on?" She's like, "Your slave tried to rape me."
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm just getting shit now.
Now I don't like her
I know.
anymore.
Yeah.
This happens every time.
I know. Yeah. So then he goes to prison. Joseph.
God damn it, motherfucking shit, dude.
I know. Don't worry. God has a plan.
He does get blessed a lot. Joseph gets blessed as often as he gets severely punished for doing nothing wrong.
I know. But if you think about it, I mean, like, it's been a roller coaster, but it's ended all right for him up to this point. Like, we're going to kill him. Just throw him in a hole. He's going to starve to death. Sell him into slavery. Slavery, but awesome slavery. But then the accusing of raping and then prison. So, like, it's...
But he could have gotten murdered for the accusing of
Exactly.
raping.
And he
People
didn't.
get murdered for that shit all the
yeah.
time.
He's just in prison.
Sometimes
so-
they kill a woman just in case.
Yeah.
Got to kill them both.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
You don't know.
You don't want that shit fucking up the vibe
You don't,
in the
'cause
village.
It's just a whole. It's
You
a
know,
whole
it's just
thing.
yeah, it brings everybody down.
No one likes it.
No one does. So while he's in jail, the jailer notices the God blessing thing and says, "Joseph, you run the prison."
Wow.
So then Joseph is in charge of the other prisoners and over everything everything that happened in the prison.
He's
So-
the warden now.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's still a prisoner. But he just runs everything.
Well, you know what they say: the people who work in the prison, and the people who stay in prison, they both have to be in prison. You know, so it's like
The thing
the
you
people
said
who
doesn't
work
make
there
sense.
are kind of like prisoners too because they have to be there.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
yeah. Even the guards, man. They're like
no, but like he's
prisoners.
actually literally a prisoner.
Yeah, but like so are the guards, like metaphorically speaking.
Right, but they get to go home.
You know, I wish you didn't bring that part up because I was gonna, fine, fuck it. I had a whole thing.
Well,
I did not.
like-
I did not.
okay,
You're
I was
right.
gonna say,
You're
tap
right.
my leg next time
I
and I'll
don't-
fucking
no,
fuck
no,
up.
you were right. I had nothing.
Fair.
I had
Yeah,
nothing.
that's fair. So the Lord was with him, making everything run smoothly and successfully.
Cool. Sweet. Good for him.
I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know if he got like a better cell. Like, he's still a prisoner.
Still
so
a prisoner.
I don't know how. Like,
I'm confused how you could
how
be in
great
charge of
this
the
is
prison and
going.
also a prisoner, but then things start
But-
running well. I don't know.
it's the Bible. Nothing makes
I'm just getting to the part. Like,
fucking
you
sense.
gotta okay fine it at some
You're
point.
right.
You gotta
You're right.
like, okay fine.
Okay.
What happens?
Fine.
This is not the end of the story.
Sometime later,
Let's get God. That choice writing. Ugh.
oh God, the Pharaoh's chief cupbearer and the chief baker pissed off the Pharaoh, so he put him in prison.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sometimes you got
I
stuff.
got nothing. And they have dreams in prison one night.
Oh, I thought you meant like hopes
No
and wishes.
I mean, I'm sure they did. Nobody wants to be the chief cupbearer.
I don't know. Probably, yeah, you'd probably be an all right bacon shit though.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool.
Probably having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't a slave or a prisoner.
And
was
now
just
he is
both.
both of them
Yeah.
because prisoners are slaves.
Yeah. So they have a dream, And they're kind of talking about like, oh, fucking, I had dreams, and they kind of tripped out by it. It's like when you have one of those like your it dream when there's the doors, and you're just like, nah. They just can't stop talking about it.
Yeah.
And Joseph's like, what's up, buddy?
I can talk about it again if you want to hear about it.
I feel like we really don't have time for that. I'm gonna cut it out anyways if we do.
Are you just scared of it because it's super scary?
No, it's just like a 20-minute rant that we wind up going on, and then just adds extra time to the edit.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah. So Joseph sees him being all weird, and he's like, hey, guys, what's up? And they're like, fucking weird dreams. Can you tell us what they mean? And Joseph says, interpreting dreams is God's business. Tell me what you saw.
Joseph, you're not God.
Yeah, but like he speaks to God or whatever.
That's true. He's really close with him.
He is. They're buddies. So the cupbearer had a dream where there was a vine in front of him, had 3 branches, and they began to blood and blossom, and there were clusters of ripe grapes. So he took the wine cup and squeezed the grapes into the thing. And, yeah.
Sure.
And Joseph says, I know what that dream means. The bunches of grapes represent days. In 3 days, the Pharaoh's going to come to you and forgive you for whatever thing you did that pissed him off. You're going to be back at his hand and be doing your job. Everything's going to be great.
Okay.
And the cupbearer is stoked. He's like, fuck, yeah, 3 more days, I'm good. And the baker gets super stoked. He's like, that guy's dream was great. There can't possibly be a bad meaning for me in my dream. Let's do my dream next, Joseph.
I feel like that's foreshadowing to the fact that it's going to be a bad dream.
Maybe. And Joseph says to the cupbearer, by the way, I just want you to know, I had a little bit of a rough time on my journey here. I really shouldn't be in prison. When you get back to the Pharaoh's good side, can you put in a good word for me? And the cupbearer says, absolutely, man, I got you.
Cool.
Yeah. And Joseph's like, Baker, let's hear your stuff, because this can't possibly go poorly for you.
Not at all.
And he essentially has a similar dream, but just baking related. There were 3 baskets of pastries on my head. In the top basket was all kinds of bakery goods, but the birds came and ate them all. And Joseph says, I'll tell you what that means. 3 baskets means 3 days. Noticing a theme here. 3 days from now, Pharaoh will cut off your head and impale your body on a pole. Then the birds will come and peck away at your flesh.
Oh, wow. That took a turn. It took a real hard turn. I thought it was like in 3 days, the Pharaoh will decide to keep you in prison for like another week or 2. No. Head off, pike, birds. Yum, 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 yum. Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Joey. Yeah, fucked up Technicolor bullshit ass dream interpretation coat.
Pharaoh's birthday came 3 days later. He gave a banquet for all his officials and household staff.
Baker had a heart attack that day.
He sent for the cupbearer and the chief baker, and they were brought to him from prison. He then restored the chief cupbearer to his former position, but he sentenced the chief baker to be impaled on a pole, just as Joseph had predicted.
What did the baker do?
I don't know.
Jesus
I want to
Christ.
know. I want to know.
God.
Like, if it was just like a souffle fell, then that's bullshit.
But a souffle is hard to make, and like he should have been more careful.
But that's his only job. I'm not saying he should be killed, but it's literally his only job, right?
Yeah.
But like, maybe he killed somebody.
You got to be careful
food.
with the souffle.
You do.
They're very temperamental.
He just shouldn't have even fucked with it.
No.
You know, like, what if he bigged it up? He was like, dude, I'm gonna make you the best souffle. A souffle has never fallen in my life. If my souffle falls, may I have my head cut off and my body put on a pole so birds can peck at it.
Oh man, I dropped. That's a bummer.
Man, dude, I've been telling you, you need to calm down with the proclamations of decapitation. Because you've been doing that for a minute.
I get so confident.
I know, I understand, but it's just like, I mean, shit happens.
I know, but I really I feel like I can control the shit.
No, and I see that. Like you're a good baker, right?
I'm great at baking.
But I'm just saying, like,
I'm the head baker.
Maybe
for the Pharaoh
in the future, if you were to have one, which you definitely don't, then like you could have been like, like if the souffle falls, then may I be in prison for a week, but in a cushy cell with a couple prostitutes. Like, you could have set yourself up.
But then it's like, I want to drop the souffle because that does sound kind of nice. It sounds like a vacation.
No, sure, yeah, I get that.
But
too,
if I declare the decapitation thing, it proves how confident and good I am in my abilities
Yeah,
as
I just
a
feel
as
like
a,
you
as a
shouldn't bet
baker.
your life on a. But you know what. This is probably never going to come up. Go make your souffle. I'm sure this is going to be great. The Pharaoh's cupbearer, for some reason, forgot about Joseph. Maybe it was seeing a guy goddamn decapitated.
He got distracted.
A little bit. 2 years later,
Oh fuck!
the
How
Pharaoh.
come they got out in 3 days, but Joseph being so nice and blessed by God, they still keep him in prison?
I really don't know.
Okay,
I mean, he was running the prison, so maybe they asked if he wanted to go, but he was like, he had like a legit setup, and he was just like, I'm good.
okay.
You know, like they don't. I don't know. I'm
mean,
trying to find some goodness in this book.
You could also just give me I don't knows.
I'm trying to find some. I don't know. Okay, man. I don't fucking know.
I mean, we're all doing our best here.
I
This
know.
book is bullshit.
It's so bad. The Pharaoh has a dream that he's standing by a riverbank. Gotta make sure I get these in order. And he sees 7 cows grazing, and they all look super healthy and fat and all that good stuff. And then 7 other cows come up from the river, but they are very ugly, and the cows go over and eat the fat cows. And then the Pharaoh woke up. He fell asleep again, and he had a dream where 7 heads of grain on one stalk that were very healthy were absorbed or eaten by some gross grain. And the Pharaoh woke up again and realized it was a dream, because those are things that happen on the daily. So you would have to realize,
Yeah.
like, oh shit, that was holy fuck.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
was
that's just every other day.
so close to reality. I almost didn't even notice. So he's been talking, goes around, he's like talking about how fucking, I had these weird fucking dreams last night, man. It's fucking crazy shit. And the cupbearer is like, oh, I know a guy that does dream stuff. I am kind of late on this, but I know a guy that does dream stuff.
The Pharaoh didn't have any other dreams in 2 years. What other? They don't have anything to entertain them. You think like dreams are probably like the closest thing they have to HBO back then.
You would think.
You don't talk about your dreams all the goddamn time.
I guess not.
I don't understand these.
Maybe
fucking
they're
people.
just not that weird.
Maybe yeah.
Maybe they just have normal dream, like
because they don't have that much of an imagination. Because
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, we're too busy trying
Yeah.
to survive to think about like
right.
dragons
Like your
and goblins and shit.
weirdest dream is like, dude, I had a dream that I was like trying to harvest wheat, but like the wheat wouldn't come out of the ground.
Dude, that's crazy.
Right?
I had a dream the other day where I was wearing my sandals, but they weren't my sandals, you know?
Oh, I've had
And
that
then
dream.
right?
It's so weird.
So weird.
Yeah, like you just know,
Like
right?
it
You
just
feel
felt,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just felt wrong.
But it looks right.
it looked exactly like my sandals, but then
just
I
you-
put them on. Yeah.
Super
No.
weird.
Mm.
Did you hear about the Pharaoh's dream? There were
No.
cows eating other cows.
Are you sure it was a dream?
That's what he said. So they get the dream guy from prison,
Good old dream man.
and Joseph's like, "Oh yeah, I know dream stuff." Or no, he doesn't actually. The Pharaoh says, "Can you interpret this dream?" And Joseph says, "It is beyond my power to do this, but God will tell you what it means."
Everyone just rolls their eyes. all right. Yeah.
What does the fucking dream mean,
Yeah,
dipshit?
blessed be unto him who his holiness is. Can you tell me what the dream says now, Joseph? Did he tell you?
Yes.
Fucking asshole. This guy.
So the dream essentially means that the fat cows and the good grain means there's going to be 7 years of great harvest. Like everything's going to go awesome. And then the shitty cows and the ugly grain means there's going to be 7 years of famine.
Is everything just time?
Seems that way.
3 baskets of bread is 3
Yeah.
days, and 7 cows is 7 years.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like one of those shitty Facebook things where it's like 3 cowboy boots is 30 and 5 horseshoes is 50. What is 2 cowboy boots and a horseshoe?
Fuck yourself. That's what it is.
Only 1% get it right. You're a genius if you do it.
Well, I want to know if I'm a genius.
Ha!
I'm gonna use a calculator though.
I hate the internet.
That's the only way that you can tell if someone's smart.
Yeah.
It's just they can do a cowboy boot related simple math problem.
So Joseph's like, hey, maybe you should plan on setting some shit aside since I've told you that like there's going to be a lot of famine coming up. And Pharaoh's like, good plan. You want to rule Egypt?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay, I got it. Caught up now. Emotionally ready for the rest of the story.
Joseph's suggestions were well received by Pharaoh and his advisors. As they discussed who should be appointed for the job of setting aside grain, Pharaoh said, "Who could do it better than Joseph? For he is a man who is obviously filled with the Spirit of God. Since God has revealed the meaning of the dreams to you, you are the wisest man in the land." That does not track. "I hereby appoint you to direct this project. You will manage my household and organize all my people. Only I will have a rank higher than yours."
Wow. Joey coming up.
Yeah.
Joey coming up.
Yeah. I just love that, like, because you can interpret the dream, you're also definitely the best economist.
Oh, you understood that there's going to be 7 years of famine. Well, you're now the head of Treasury.
It's like if somebody came up to us at work, was like, "This martini was really good. I feel like you should run my company."
That's how porn starts. That's a porno.
"Damn, you clean this pool good. You want to clean my dick?"
You want to suck my dick? You want to suck all the algae from my dick?
Oh, God, why do you have algae on your dick?
Because I haven't put chlorine on it recently.
You should go to a doctor.
No, suck my dick.
I don't want to.
You're good at cleaning pools, though.
I wish I was.
You delivered that pizza really good. How about you suck my dick?
Now this is weird because doesn't the guy... No, because the person doing the job then gets the dick suck. Right? It's like... So it's actually even a more awesome analogy. He's like... "You watched me clean that pool pretty well. You think you can suck a dick?" You did nothing super well. Okay.
This is all right.
So Joseph's the king of Egypt now, basically. Joseph is essentially Dick Cheney. Like, he's running the country, but just, like, not in title.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
I watched Vice recently, so that's in my head.
So you just got Dick Cheney in the mind.
Yeah.
Dick on the mind.
Dick on the brain.
Can't get it off.
Let's see. Also, just that there was a time ever that Dick was...
Who decided to be called Dick?
I don't know. The signet ring comes back because Pharaoh gives his signet ring to Joseph as a symbol of his authority. So that's the whole thing. He's like, you're essentially a family member of, like, the Pharaoh's family now.
Damn.
Gave Joseph the chariot of his second in command, and everybody kneeled to Joseph. And Pharaoh says, "I am the king, but no one will move a hand or a foot in the entire land of Egypt without your approval."
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, Joseph.
He gets a wife.
What?
Pharaoh changes his name to an unpronounceable collection of letters.
Ooh, are you sure?
Verse 45. 41:45.
41:45. Oh, wow.
An unpronounceable collection of
Pharaoh
letters.
Called Joseph's name Zaphnath
Joseph.
Zaphnath. How the fuck are you supposed to say that? Zaphnath. Wow. Zaphnath. Payane.
Would you do a bonus episode of just trying to pronounce the name?
Zaphnath. Pa'ane. Knee is supposed to be. That is a lot of letters.
That's a lot. It's just a lot.
It's so many A's. There's one E in that entire thing. The rest are A's.
He's given a wife named Asenath.
Tap that ass in that, son. I mean, bounce that ass in there up and down.
She's the daughter of Potiphar, the priest of Heliopolis.
Are you sure it's not own?
What?
priest of On?
Mine says Heliopolis.
Do 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 do. Heliop. Do do do. Why does it do that? you got an asterisk next to Heliopolis.
Oh, because that's Hebrew. I don't know what the fuck language Heliopolis is. but On is Hebrew.
Oh shit.
Maybe it's Greek. Maybe Heliopolis is Greek.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not? Okay.
We're not Bible scholars, you motherfuckers.
We've already said that.
I'm
Stop
just reading the goddamn book and telling you what it says. Fuck
necks.
you.
We have different books.
Jesus Christ,
but
I can
it's the
feel
same
you
book.
judging me.
Fuck you. You know, how about you do a better job at this? But
Just keep
don't.
watching the show.
But don't do a better job because then we won't have a show anymore.
Nobody can do better at this than us.
No, we're doing our best.
We're doing a great job.
We're usually pretty drunk.
Yeah, this is the first time I've not been like legitimately hammered because I have to work in like 5 hours.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I feel it's not so bad.
No.
I think I'm changing how my brain works so to be able to read this book.
yeah. You're rewiring yourself on a serious
I
level.
feel different.
You should.
I feel farther away from God's graces as I read this.
I felt pretty far away to begin with, so yeah.
Terrible goddamn book.
So, so much of this book is written in a very modern phrasing, but it has one sentence in here that sounds like it's from a 1930s newsreel.
Yes.
And it's my favorite. And sure enough, for the next 7 years, there were bumper crops every year.
Bubba crops?
Bumper.
Girl had moxie, see?
She had Moxie and the bumper crops.
We are a turtle slapper. We are the biscuit boxer.
So Joseph was right. There's shit.
I want to see what mine says with the biscuit poppers.
47. Verse 47.
Nope, mine's still dumb.
What does it say?
And then the 7 plant. I can read. What does that word say, though?
I mean, I would say plenteous.
Is that a word?
In that book, it is.
In the 7 plenteous years, it sounds like an animal. Plenteous years, the earth brought forth by hand. Yeah, yours is way more fun. Everything. This is.
Well, let's just get through it. I feel like we do that a lot. We're just like, let's do it, and we don't. And in the 7 plenteous years, the earth brought forth by handfuls. Yeah.
We did get through it.
We did.
How does it feel?
Not good. I don't like it.
That's how I feel this entire time.
See, why do you think I make notes of when we need to go to Big Boy? Because Big Boy can disappoint you.
It really can.
It can hurt you.
Yeah.
It can make you feel great.
You're like, oh, this is great. And then you're like, oh, let's see what it says this time.
Like, oh.
It's a bunch of shit. Man, come on, Big Boy.
So,
down.
The famine hits.
Oh, shit. Okay, so we're already... Wait. Did we already get through the 7 good years?
No, it was the 7 plenteous years. Plenteous.
I did read that.
Yep.
It's hard to
That's fair.
retain this information.
I understand that. I mean, the only other thing it really says is it just that... Joseph had 2 kids. I don't really think they come back, so whatever. He names one of the kids after the fact that God took care of him and whatever, and he's been really good about putting shit aside, so they'd have plenty of food and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then everybody starts coming to Joseph and saying, hey, we're running out of food. The famine's here. And Joseph opens up the storehouses and he gives people food. So his plan works. Is working.
Wow, look at him.
The famine has reached as far as Jacob's encampment. Joseph's brother, dad.
Oh,
I know.
Ankle grabbing son
Piece
of
of
a bitch.
shit.
Ugh.
So he goes to his son. Jacob goes to his sons and says, hey, guys.
Levi?
All of them.
Levi's the best one. Simeon and Levi.
Yeah.
I can't forget Simeon.
Yeah,
Simeon's also good.
Dick cutting, murdering motherfuckers. God damn.
Yeah. Hey, let's name some pants after the baddest dude
Seriously.
in the Bible. Levi's.
I'm wearing American Eagles right now because they're cheaper, but goddamn, I'm going to go back to Levi's.
Go buy a pair of Levi's.
Go buy several pairs of Levi's.
He's a nice man.
Not sponsored.
Nope. Bible stuff.
But they're great pants.
Good pants. Solid pants.
So
That's a weird plug.
it was, but it's true. But
it's a good pants.
Levi was a badass.
Levi was
and
great.
Levi's are awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
There should be Simeon shirts.
Ooh.
Someone should start making Simeon shirts.
No, isn't there a Simeon? There's a Simeon something. Or
hats?
No, it's like snowboard clothes.
Scarves.
It's like jackets or something. I think.
Okay.
No, Solomon. Shit. I'm sorry. Solomon. Solomon is snowboard stuff.
Someone give Simeon some credit.
Yeah.
He's
make
a good
shirt.
guy.
Make a shirt.
Do a shirt.
Yeah. We'll make shirts.
Will we?
Can.
I mean, yeah, I can physically do it. But
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about making shirts.
Oh, it's super easy.
I just watch a lot of Project Runaway. I don't actually know.
Well, no, I was saying we just like get a design and just like put them on a website and just people could buy them if they want. And it could just say like give Simeon some credit or something.
I feel like already doing a Bible podcast, if we start making Bible clothes, we're 2 pubic hairs away from being actual Bible studiers. And we're going to start going to church and...
Oh, I'm never going to go to... 90% of all the merch we're going to make is just shitting on the Bible.
Oh, yeah, then I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm just...
So...
We're drawing a line.
I understand
here.
that. Yeah. No, we will never support this book.
No.
We will never support this book.
Don't give money to churches because they're a waste of space and should actually house the homeless because they're only open one day a fucking week. Don't support this stupid book because people have awful beliefs and then say it's from God when this book was published by some guy named Greg. I don't know. It's a fucking publishing company. People own it in suits and like who abuse their wives and shit in real life. And it's like, fuck those guys. Don't.
Yeah. Having said that, we will print our own Bible, make our own merch, incorporate as a church so we don't have to pay taxes and sell all of it to you. So Jacob hears there's food in Egypt.
Oh, Jacob, he's not dead yet?
He's not dead. He should be dead.
dead.
Yeah, we got a couple more dickhead Jacob moments. He's almost gone. We're almost done with him.
Oh, he dies.
He does. Well, he's got to.
I mean, yeah, they all kind of are, aren't they?
There's just some 6,000-year-old man walking around fucking people's lives up. So he hears there's food in Egypt, and he says to his sons, "Why are you standing around looking at one another?"
Fuck Jacob, man.
I've heard there's grain in Egypt. Go down and buy some for us before we starve to death.
This guy's an asshole.
He's a piece of shit.
Hate him.
So he sends all the brothers except his all of his sons except for his youngest son, because the last time one of his younger sons had something happen, it was bad.
I wonder what that was.
It was when they threw him in a pit and then said he died.
Weird how that happened.
So they get to Egypt and they meet up with Joseph, but they don't recognize him because it's been a minute.
And he's a new name now.
Yeah. Amashapazah Fwadali.
Come on, give the man some respect. Zaf, Nath, Pay, A, Nay, Ah.
I feel like mine was just as close.
Zaf, Nath, Pay, A, Nay, A.
God damn it.
It's the best.
They don't recognize him. And so he pretends to not know who they are and says, where are they from? They say they're from Canaan and they want to buy grain.
Oh, does Joseph pretends not to recognize him, but he does?
Yeah.
That's fun.
And he fucks with them.
Yeah, my boy Joey.
And he's like, no, you're spies. You're here to see how weakened we are by the famine. And they freak out. They're like, no, we seriously just want food. Like, I swear
and these
to
are the
God.
Sons, like Jacob's not there. It's just
Yeah, he just sent his sons.
He just sent Joseph's brothers.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
And they're all freaking out. And he's like, no, fuck you, bitches. You're fucking spies. Get the fuck out of my fucking face. And they're like, no, I swear to God, we're not. And Joseph says, as I said, you are spies. This is how I will test your story. I swear by the life of Pharaoh that you will not leave Egypt unless your youngest brother comes here. Because they kept Benjamin back with fucking...
Joseph is the shit.
And it's also kind of cool because I think it made a mention that like Joseph and Benjamin were close because they were like the youngest.
Okay.
So like it's also just like, fuck, I want to see my buddy. But he's also fucking with all the dickheads that tried to murder him.
Yeah. And then sold him into slavery.
Yeah.
Also, it's kind of fun because Joseph's thinking like, he could be thinking like, hey man, you guys are not spies if your youngest brother comes here. And I'm like, oh shit, our youngest brother's dead. He can't come in. He's like, is that the case now?
It's weird.
Weird how that happened.
Yeah.
How that happened? Did you guys do it?
Did you?
Because you're spies, you probably did it. You probably killed him. You probably stabbed him. I
That
bet he
makes
was
sense.
really nice.
Yeah.
But he had a great
He had
coat.
an awesome coat.
Super cool
His
coat.
dad liked him.
That was
Not like you assholes.
You guys fucking
Simeon,
suck.
Levi, you're cool. Shit. Broke the cover.
Fuck. Actually, no.
What's up, guys?
Actually, no, you didn't break your cover, man, because everyone knows Simeon and Levi.
That's
are the
true.
Shit.
That's
Everyone
true.
knows.
That's
They're
true.
renowned for being
That's
badasses. Did they come back? Do you not remember?
No, they don't bring him up again.
Fuck.
I mean, well, not in this
Okay,
story.
if they come back at all, I'd be happy.
Yeah, I'd be happy.
You never know.
So Joseph says that he's going to put him in prison until they bring the brother back. And then he comes to him on the third day. There's something about 3 days in this fucking book.
Yeah,
and
right.
he says, I'll let one of you go. You can take food home to your family, and then you need to bring your brother back. And blah, blah, blah. They said this all happened because of what we did to Joseph. So they're starting to feel bad about it. And Reuben's like, guys, I told you not to fucking do that, you fucking dickheads. And here they are. Oh, that's a fun little thing that makes me look like an idiot because of the way this story is structured. Joseph has been speaking through a translator. Like he's been speaking whatever language Egyptian is. And they've been speaking Hebrew. So they're like in front of him, just like, you stupid motherfucker, this is why this fucking shit happened. And Joseph's just like, oh. But he knows everything they're saying. So he's just fucking with them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, shit!
Ah.
Oh, shit!
What?
Simeon's back!
I don't have that in mind.
Dude,
that makes me happy.
Simeon's here.
What does it say? Simeon?
24, my dude.
24. Oh yeah. I don't have a section break there.
Oh, shit.
That's weird.
And you have section breaks in this, right?
Yeah.
That is weird.
Yeah, like, see, Joseph is made the ruler of Egypt.
Yeah, wow. No, I have a lot of section breaks. I have them like pretty much.
I mean, that makes sense. It's got to keep you going somehow.
I gotta let you know what's going on.
Oh, because he chose Simeon to be the one that goes back.
Yeah, because he's nice.
Yeah.
He's great. He would probably actually chose to stay in prison.
Probably.
I bet you Simeon's like, guys, I'll just stay here.
It's
I
cool.
don't deserve to leave.
Yeah. We did some fucked up
God,
shit.
Simeon, you're so nice. Just go help Dad out. Oh, I do miss Dad.
Yeah.
I would love to give him some food. Oh, man. I wish there was more evil people I could cut their penises off, though. And then
We all do.
stab
We all do,
them
Simeon. We
to
all do.
death.
Yeah.
What a good time that
So
was.
great.
Simeon.
I fucked that up.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I was backwards. Simeon gets kept behind while everybody else goes.
What a good guy, though.
Yeah. No, but you were right. You said the thing that he did. That's amazing.
And all his brothers are shit. He's like, guys, I'll stay behind. Like, okay, we're
Cool.
all going
Then
to
fuck
leave.
you.
You're collateral now. He's like, I wouldn't have this any other way.
If you guys see anybody whose dick needs gets cut off, just make a note. I'll do it on the way back.
I want to do it, though. Make
just,
sure.
just come back, get me.
Yep.
And we can trade out. Somebody else can stay in prison for a minute while I
Tag
get
me in. Cutting dicks off.
So they load up all their donkeys and shit with food. And then Joseph tells his servants to put the money that his brothers paid for the food with back in their bags.
Okay.
So he's essentially giving them free food.
Wow.
Yeah. And the brothers stopped on their way back one night, and one of them opened their bag and he was like, oh shit, our money's here. They're gonna think that we stole from them. We are dead. Fuck.
I feel like there's just a lot of miscommunication.
Yeah, and then they just keep going. They just go back home because that's great. And they're terrified because they think that they're going to get caught. And Jacob sees all the money. He's like, you stupid pieces of shit. You're going to get us all murdered. Simeon's in prison. You want me to send Benjamin. You stole all the money. You fucked up everything. And they're like, yeah.
They're all very dumb.
Yeah. And he's like,
Why does everyone think that everyone wants to kill them all the time?
I don't know. Maybe it was just a harsher
really
world.
It's just this family. I think it's just these guys.
Yeah, it's true. It's the only family we're talking about. So maybe everybody else is super chill. And Jacob says, I'm not letting you take Benjamin because he's the last of his mother's children, and I would die if anything happened to him. And they're like, well, shit. All right. And then they run out of food, as happens in a famine.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, yeah, okay, all right.
And Jacob's like, go get more food. And they're like, motherfucker, we went over this.
Dad, you're not listening. We can get more food if we bring Benjamin.
No, go get food without the Benjamin thing.
Yeah, no, but okay.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Okay. Why?
Without Benjamin. Because the ruler of Egypt,
But I want you to do it.
Zaphnath-Paaneah, said that we need the youngest son, who's Benjamin, and then we can come go back to him, and he'll give us food during the famine when there's not a lot of food. So if you want to get food, all you have to do is bring Benjamin. We'll get Simeon back, and then we'll come back with food. That's all we got to do.
But I don't want you to do the Benjamin thing.
We need to, Dad, to like
Fine.
get food. Oh, cool. All right, see. All right, awesome.
That we just did
Solid.
the first part of chapter 43.
All right.
So that happens. They go back and forth. He's like, fucking fine, take him. But Jacob throws a tantrum and says if anything happens to Benjamin, he's going to die. And blah, blah, blah.
Who's going to die?
Jacob. Jacob's like, I'll die if anything happens to my kid.
Jacob, no one fucking cares about you.
No one gives a shit.
I almost want Benjamin to die because I hate you so much.
Wow.
Almost.
I mean, get it.
And Jacob's
I get
the
it.
worst.
Yeah, no, he really is. So they get back, and let's see. After our first trip, we bought food. We're returning home. We stopped. Oh, they're
Here's
telling
a
him.
fun little fact. Circa 1707 BC. Huh. That's roughly, instead of just some time passes,
Yeah,
refer to Big Boy. It gives us the years.
that's cool.
I didn't even realize that. Cool. Thank you, Big Boy.
Thank you.
He's a good boy.
So they get back and they own up to the thing about the money. They're like, hey, we got the food, but then when we left, like the money was still in the bags, but like I mean, it's like days of trips, so like we didn't come back, but like here's the money, like whatever. And they tell them not to worry about it. They said, your God, the God of your ancestors, must have put it there. We collected your money. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And then they release Simeon because they brought Benjamin back, and Joseph's happy that
Sweet,
everything's working.
sweet Simeon.
Sweet Simeon. Such a good guy.
Good boy. So many good boys. Not a lot of good boys. Like one good boy. One or two good
One
boys.
so far. I mean, Joseph's pretty cool.
Joseph,
like two.
Joseph's good. And you got
Yeah.
three because it's Simeon, Levi, and Joseph.
To be fair,
Yeah.
we haven't really heard about Levi. I don't want to give him too much credit just because this book tends to take away happiness.
Just I want to hang on to it
Okay.
while I can.
Okay,
Because
that's
I thought
fair.
I was
Yeah.
going to like, what's her face? And then she.
I know, and then she fucked it up at the end.
Fucked it up at the end.
Everybody fucks it up at the end.
Everyone always is like, oh, cool. The worst possible thing you could have done.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm going to give my money to orphanages. Oh, I'm going to go into the streets and give food to the needy. And then I'm going to go into my house and cut my dog's head off and drink the blood.
Why? You were doing so good.
Well, I know, but here's the thing. I really wanted to kill my dog and drink his blood, so I did it.
That's not a good enough reason.
Sorry. I just really wanted to do it.
That's
you-
still not a good reason.
Yeah, but like it was cool.
No.
And I did the other things.
I feel like kind of takes the sheen off the other stuff.
I also cut his stomach open and ate one of his.
You're making it worse.
raw.
I don't want
I
to do
threw
this
his
anymore.
kidney at a wall for a ritual. Do you want to know what the ritual was?
No.
I just wanted to see what the kidney would look like.
Just want to go home, and I'm already home.
Anyway, sorry. That didn't happen in the Bible yet. So.
Not yet. I'm sure we'll get there. along with
Probably will.
donkey jizz and huge dick dudes. It's in the book.
What? What is that?
We'll get there.
Oh, I don't want to get there.
So they have a fun little conversation with Joseph, and he asks about how their dad is, and they're like, "Oh yeah," because they tell him that their dad didn't want to send Benjamin because he was worried about him. And Joseph says, "Well, is your dad still alive?" And they say yes, and Joseph's happy, and they bow to him and greeting. And Joseph's in his head is like, "I had a dream about you motherfuckers bowing down to me, you pieces of shit." And they bring in Benjamin, and they say, here he is. And Joseph's super excited. He has to run away and cry in a corner because he saw his brother and he was very excited about it. He goes in a corner, he cries for a while, then he washes his face and comes out and goes, "Feast!"
Okay.
That's what happens.
Okay.
And, this is another one of my favorite verses. Joseph ate by himself, and his brothers were served at a separate table. The Egyptians sat at their own table because the Egyptians despise Hebrews and refuse to eat with them.
What verse is that?
32. Chapter 43, verse 32.
32. Yeah. Wow. Get this tattooed on your body. 44, 32. Or 43, 32. And they sat on for him by himself. and for them by themselves, and for the Egyptians, which did not eat with him by themselves. Because the Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrews, for that is an abomination unto the Egyptians.
Joseph blows his brothers' minds by seating them in order of their age.
Joseph's having a fucking ball with this. He's the dude. He's the fucking man. He's making shit happen.
And then he gives Benjamin 5 times as much food as anybody else, which seems a little over the top just because, like, at some point, how much can you eat?
I love that.
Like, I feel like Benjamin's gonna get stressed out because he's just like, no, this is great, but just like I can't eat anymore. But like I feel like we might die if I don't. But oh, it hurts.
I like that. Just imagine him just passing around the food. This is for thee. This is for thee. This is for thee. And then he looks at everyone else and goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Benjamin. Blessed be thy fruit. I watched Handmaid's Tale last night, and they say that a lot in that show.
I'm sorry
It's
for the time you wasted.
it's getting kind of. I mean, it's cool, but it's also just like I don't know. It's a weird show because we hated on it last week.
Yeah.
And I started watching it, and it's weird. Only because, and I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna be bad. But I don't give a fuck. I have opinions about it.
That's fair.
I feel like women are treating this show as if it's going to happen. Right?
Yeah.
Where they see this and like, well, like every single woman I've ever talked to about the show says the exact same thing. It's like, it's just so crazy because this could happen in real life. And like the episode I just watched, like some of the handmaids had these like, they looked really fucking cool. They were like these masks that covered their mouths.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's symbolism for how women can't speak. And then one of them took one of them off and they had iron bars like sewn into their mouths. I was like, oh, it's not symbolic. It's just straight up.
Yeah.
No talkie.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Like, that's not going to happen. It's a cool concept.
Right.
And you're allowed to like it.
Yeah.
But that's not how it works, man. That's like me talking to you about how fucking Spider-Man could happen. All right. I've looked a lot into it and they are making pills. Okay. They have talked about how pills could be taken to make your muscles not bigger, but just more elastic. So it makes you stronger.
Okay.
And see how it sounds? Do you see how it fucking sounds?
We can't get into another Spider-Man.
Says you. That's my Bible.
Yeah.
I'll die on that hill.
That's fine.
I'll
It's a
die
great
on it.
show. When we're done shooting, we can spend 5 hours talking about
I
it.
just wanted to make that point.
That's fair.
Just wanted to make that point about Handmaid's
No, but just
Tale.
back to the Handmaid's Tale thing.
Yeah.
The thing you just said is what drives me crazy about it because it's on the cusp of being way too on the nose with everything.
Yeah.
So like when you said the thing like they have a mask, it's symbolism. Like, oh, good, you did a thing that like it's explicit, but it's also not beating you over the head with it. And then they take the mask off and they go, we got a bat, motherfucker. You ready to go down?
Yeah.
And that
That's
drives me.
that's the entire show.
That drives me insane.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
So-
It's a bit much.
It's just over the top.
Like-
It's a cool concept, but
It's
not
a
for
cool
me. It's not
concept.
for me.
It's
That's
not-
what it is. It's not that it's bad. It's just not for me.
It's the same way that a lot of girls. I feel the same way about Handmaid's Tale that a lot of women feel about John Wick.
And that's
Where
fair.
they're like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, it's just
and I'm
not
like,
for
no,
you.
but it's guns and he's punching and it's cool. And they're like, yeah, but I don't. It was just a dog. It's like, no, it wasn't just a dog.
Well, I mean, I feel like the first movie is the only one that you can make the argument that it's like the most perfect movie.
Yeah.
Because anybody with a feeling, if you have one feeling, like, oh, what's the premise of this story? So what happens is somebody kills this guy's dog and he murders everyone related to the dog dying.
Yeah.
Is anyone not on board for that? Like, no matter how much you hate violence, no matter how much you're against like guns or anything that happens in that movie, are you not 100% on board for the ultimate revenge movie because fuck you for hurting a dog?
A puppy.
A puppy.
A puppy.
Yeah.
Little beagle puppy.
The backstory doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that they're secret assassins. It just matters that everyone
Yeah.
who hurt this dog dies.
He's just a secret assassin so they can give a reason for how good he is at fighting.
Exactly.
That's it.
It's so good.
Like, you need to kill the best assassin's dog in order for the best assassin to be the best assassin.
Yeah.
And then 2 is the same thing.
Yeah.
And 3, I haven't seen it. I'm
haven't yet.
sure it's the same thing.
But it doesn't-
Except for now there's ninjas with swords on motorcycles and he's on a horse with a gun.
And if you're in at that point, be in. I'm in.
You gotta be in.
But if the only sales pitch for the first movie is they kill a dog, revenge, Everyone's in.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing
Everyone.
with the fuck. Have you ever seen The Protector? The Protector with Tony Jaa.
No.
Oh, you got to watch The Protector.
Okay.
The whole point of that movie is there's no CGI, so all the stunts are done live.
That's amazing.
Maybe some wires, but I think like 90% of them were no wires. There's this one scene where he's getting chased by a four-wheeler and he runs into a glass window and he runs up it and then vaults over this four-wheeler while the four-wheeler goes through the window. No wires. He just fucking does that shit.
That's amazing.
It's so cool.
Have you seen Old Boy?
I don't want to talk about Old Boy.
I mean, I just want to talk about the hammer scene and the single shot.
Okay, that's great. Let's talk about the hammer scene and literally no other scene in that movie.
It's all great.
Is it?
Yeah, that movie's phenomenal.
It hurts me.
I mean, I get it.
It makes
It's
me feel-
very
It
upsetting,
makes me feel real bad.
but it's also amazing. The fact that you have that reaction to it means it's an amazing movie because it fucked you up.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Wait. Are we talking about the original or are we talking about the Josh Brolin remake?
We're never talking about the Josh Brolin remake.
Okay, good. Then we can move on.
It wasn't even his. It wasn't even the same twist in the Josh Brolin.
It was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's weird. Thanos be fucking Scarlet Witch in that movie.
Yeah, it just they didn't go as hard with he fucked his kid
Mm-hmm. They just kind of.
in the American, like, if you know what's going on, it's very easy to track, but it's very easy to not notice it
Yeah.
if you don't
Right.
know where it's going.
Good balance. Good
Yeah.
balance with that.
Alrighty, let's get back to this.
Bam, 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 bam.
So they have their feast, they get more food.
Cool.
He fills all their sacks with as much grain as they can carry.
Does he do the gold thing again?
He
when they
does. He gives their money back.
Do they know about it this time?
No. And then he puts his personal silver cup. Well, he doesn't do it. He's having his servants do it, but whatever.
Yeah.
He has his servants put his personal silver cup at the top of Benjamin's sack.
Cool.
Yeah. So the brothers
He
get
really
up.
likes Benjamin.
He does.
Like the
Benjamin's
best.
the only one that didn't try to kill him.
Yeah, I would like him too. Then.
I feel like you're giving him Joseph is giving him a hair too much credit because he was just too young to be a part of it.
Nope. You gotta again.
You got to take it where you can
take
get
it where you can.
That's
get
fair.
It.
That's fair.
He knows.
He
He
knows.
gets it.
So, yeah, sends him out. And then Joseph goes to his household manager and says, chase after them and catch them because they stole my cup.
He's having a great time.
He's having so much fun. So they go and they get him and they bring him back and everybody's scared shitless. And they get all their sacks down and they say, okay, cool, go through everything. We didn't take anything. Just look at whatever you want. And then they find it in Benjamin's sack. And then everybody tears their clothing because that is a sign of sadness in this time.
Sure.
Yeah. And I love this. In response to finding the cup. At this, they tore their clothes in despair, loaded the donkeys again, and returned to the city. Very quick healing process. It's like, fuck, this gets over with. Back to town. So then he comes back and they're like, what are you trying to do, you sons of bitches? You stole it. How could you do that? And everybody's freaking out and saying, we're so sorry. And then Judah comes back. So when the fuck did
Who's Judah?
Judah's
again?
the one that fucks the prostitute in the side story.
Is that Joseph's brother?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Judah's back.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I don't know when he did
with the whole other shit. Yeah, with all that other nonsense. Maybe it comes into play.
I don't think
I don't
I
have-
read this last night. It doesn't. I just skimmed over the name.
You sure about that, bud?
Yeah, I mean I was pretty drunk, but you know.
Maybe he just comes in and is like, "Hey, I almost killed a prostitute who's also my wife,
No.
in-law, sister."
No,
Daughter-in-law?
that's why I hate this because literally all this whole thing right here is Judah coming forward and telling Joseph how hard it was to convince Jacob to let Benjamin come to Egypt. But it's not like, and then Judah told the story. It literally is just Judah going, you asked us, my lord, if we had a father or a brother. And we said, yes, our father is an old man and a child of old age is his youngest son. His brother is dead. He alone is left of his mother's children and his father loves him very much. And you said to us, bring him here so I can see him. But we said to you, my lord, the boy cannot leave.
Oh, we just read that.
Yeah. He's just saying it again.
It's right here,
Yeah.
and now it's here.
Yeah. Literally. Bad writing.
Just bad writing.
So he just they're the one nice thing Judah does is he says that my father's going to die of sorrow if Benjamin doesn't come back. So I will stay here as a slave if you let Benjamin go home. Like, I'll sacrifice my life so he can whatever.
That's what Judah says?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Judah does one nice thing before he murders a prostitute because he prostituted her.
It doesn't make up for it.
It doesn't.
Nope.
Because I think this happened before that too.
It did. That was the side story.
Yeah.
Now we're caught up.
Uh-huh.
He's still a bad
No, I
person.
think the prostitute thing happens after this.
Oh.
I'm assuming. I think it's a weird time jump.
Tarantino kind of thing. All right, sure.
And then Joseph finally is done having his fun and kicks out all his servants and stuff and then goes to his brothers and says, "It's me."
What? Why does that happen?
Chapter 45. Like the first three, verse 3 is when he actually identifies himself. He kicks everybody out except the brothers. And then verse 3, he says, "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" And his brothers couldn't talk because they were stunned. Like, it's fucking Joseph.
What? You're the king of Egypt? It's like, You're probably wondering how I got here. Well, it's a long story.
Let me tell you everything that happens.
Wait.
No.
No, what to say if that was in here again, where it's just like, it's still going on. You're not done. You can't. We're reading it. We're actively in the story.
So verse 5 makes me angry.
Okay.
Don't be angry with yourselves that you did this to me, for God did it. He sent me ahead of you to preserve your lives. Don't give God credit for that. Don't be the dickhead that goes to a child with cancer and goes, everything happens for a reason. Fuck you.
I don't think that's what he's saying.
You.
I think he's just trying to make his brothers feel better.
No, he literally says, God, you didn't do this, God did.
Mine's way harder to read, so I could interpret it way different ways.
That's fair.
So I'm less angry. Now, therefore, be not grieved nor angry with yourselves that ye sold me hither, for God did send me before you to preserve life.
So I mean, that's a little bit kinder, but at the end of the day, it's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's just dumb. I guess he's just trying to make his brothers feel better for being the worst people.
That's fair.
And Joseph's not the worst person.
He's not.
Yeah.
No.
It's a weird thing with religion, I think, when they say stuff like, "Oh, I'm gonna pray for you, honey," or like, God and everything for a reason. It's like that's their way of saying, "I don't know what to say to you right now because this sucks, man." This sucks.
I just feel like you could just like be present and emotionally supportive without like giving an arbitrary reason that isn't actually a reason.
Oh, absolutely. I think in day-to-day life for sure, but I'm not going to give. I like Joseph. I don't want.
That's no Joseph.
I'm not going to malign him with people who are like, everything happens for a reason. Like, well, what about baby cancer? And it's like,
that's fair.
Look
That's
at
fair.
that tree, and they just walk away.
I'm sorry, I went on a tangent. That's not fair, Joseph.
No, but at the same
Joseph's a
time,
cool guy.
fuck people who say that kind of
Right,
shit.
but
It's
not
like,
Joseph, 'cause he's actually pretty chill.
No, it doesn't. Everything doesn't happen for a reason.
Yeah, sometimes bullshit just happens.
We're a fucking speck of dust floating in the sunbeam, dude. Carl Sagan?
Yeah, but just the way you said it.
Yeah, McConaughey. It sounds cooler.
Does it though?
Yeah, dude. All right.
So he tells them that the
In the beginning, there was
famine,
nothing but dark. If you ask me, the light's winning.
I hate it so much. So he tells everybody, "Hey, it's this famine's been going on for 2 years. It's got another 5. Bring everybody to Egypt so that way we can take care of you here."
Oh, man, Jacob. Joseph.
Yeah,
Fuck Jacob.
yeah.
Joey's a good guy.
Yeah, Joey's a good dude.
Joey Bag of Donuts. The good guy.
And where I just lost my place. Yeah, that's because I was able to boil down the message into one sentence, and this book uses 2 paragraphs to do it. So he tells everybody to come down there, and everybody's happy, and they hug and cry and whatever. So then Pharaoh finds out that the guys that are coming here are actually Joseph's brothers. And Pharaoh says to Joseph, "Tell your brothers to load their pack animals and return quickly to their homes in Canaan. Tell them to bring your father and all of their family." So Pharaoh's basically just giving Joseph permission to bring his whole family to Egypt so they can be kind of cared for there.
Pharaoh seems to not give a shit what Joseph does.
Really doesn't
he
care
seems to have
at
full
all.
trust and
Yeah.
faith in Joseph.
Yeah. Which, up to this point, reasonable.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
He's done a good job.
He's kind of nailed everything so far.
Batting 1,000.
Yeah. Seriously. They go back to Jacob and they tell him that Joseph's still alive and that he gets to go back, and Jacob says, "Hooray!" And then so Jacob set out for Egypt with all his possessions, and when he came to Beersheba, he offered sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac. During the night, God spoke to him in a vision. "Jacob," he called. "Here I am," Jacob replied. "I am God," the voice said.
Every time.
"The God of your father. Do not be afraid. Go down to Egypt, for I will see that you become a great nation there."
Why does Jacob get anything? It's bullshit.
Because of the soup.
Because of the soup?
Because of the soup.
Soup.
Jacob, Esau, birthrights, soup.
Fucking birthright soup.
I know.
Birthright
stew.
Birthright stew. That's what it was called in this.
"I will go with you down to Egypt," God said, "and I will bring your descendants back again, but you will die in Egypt with Joseph at your side." Which, I mean, he's old, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Jacob doesn't deserve that, though. He deserves way worse.
he does. He really does. So they get to Egypt, and then the book lists a bunch of sons and daughters of kids. Not going through that.
Nope, not doing that again.
Nope.
Where's it at, though? So I can look at it and then not talk about it?
Start chapter 46, verse 8 to 24.
So many hyphens and apostrophes. Wow. You know what? Fuck it.
You try?
Sons of Reuben, Hanok and Phalu and Hezron and Carmi. And the sons of Simeon were Jemuel and Jamin and Ohad and Jachin and Zohar and Shaul.
Shaul's mother was a Canaanite woman.
Shaul and the son of Canaanist. Oh, wow, it doesn't. How do you? What the fuck, dude? Canaan.
What the fucking shit?
Canaanitish. And the sons of Levi were Gershon and Kohath and Merari. And the sons of Judah, and Onan and Shelah and Pharez and Zara and and Onan. Oh, but and Onan died in the land of Canaan. Yeah. We watched when died.
Yeah.
It was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And the sons of Pharez were Hezron and Hamul. And the sons of it's fun, but it's like, wow, this hurts my brain. There's so many more.
I know. I told you.
How fun is it? Oh no. So let's just go to 29 because this goes up from
26. The total number of Jacob's direct descendants who went with him to Egypt, not counting his sons' wives, was 66.
76 is what mine says, which I don't even know what that means.
I think a score is 20.
Okay. Yes, it's 66. Hail Satan.
Yep. Yeah.
It's, Judah.
And then we're back in it, and Jacob arrives in Israel.
Oh, so that was just like a foreshadowing of what's all going to happen with all these fucking
Pretty
kids.
much, yeah.
And we already knew what happened to and Onan.
Yeah.
They're fucking dead.
Dead.
God just took one of them.
Yeah.
Kill him. Hey, you, bad. Dead.
Oh, so I guess all that happened, all that shit did happen before they went to see Joseph in Egypt, because it says that they died in Canaan. Canaan was where they were living.
Oh, okay. That's why I said the mom was Canaanistish.
Yeah. Canaanistish.
Canaanistish. Muppum. That's someone's name.
Muppum?
Muppum.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Nay, amen.
Oh, God. So
Muppum. Muppum and Huppum. The sons of Benjamin were Bela, Becher, Ashbel, Jira, and Naaman, and Ehi, and Rosh, and Muppum and Huppum and Ard. Worth it. Muppum and Huppum.
Joseph goes to the Pharaoh to announce that his brothers are there, and he went to him and said, just make sure you tell the Pharaoh that you're farmer or shepherds or whatever, because he needs to know that. So they go, and the Pharaoh says, what's your occupation? And they say they're shepherds, and they want to live in Egypt because there's no food in Canaan because of the fucking famine. And the Pharaoh says, cool, Joseph, pick the best place in all of Egypt, and your family can live there. I love you to death. Do whatever you want. I trust you. If anybody in your family has special skills and they need to be in charge of shit, put them in charge of shit. And then Joseph brings Jacob to the Pharaoh, and Jacob blesses the Pharaoh. And the
Jacob blesses the Pharaoh?
Yeah.
Shouldn't that be the other way around?
No.
Okay.
Because, no.
Is Jacob giving over his birthright?
130 years ago, I stole these for soup.
You can have these now. How good was the soup? It was fine. It was okay. It was all right.
It worked.
He was hungry. He was real hungry.
Pharaoh asks Jacob how old he is, and Jacob says he's 130. But
Wow.
he just randomly calls out, not as old as some of my ancestors. I don't know why that was necessary.
That isn't, okay.
Then Jacob blesses the Pharaoh again before he leaves.
Just throwing blessings.
Yeah. Joseph gives his family land, and they're all super happy. Meanwhile, the famine is becoming worse. The crops are continuing to fail, as we knew they would, because it's a fucking famine. Joseph collected all the money in Egypt and Canaan in exchange for grain. All of it.
It's a lot of money.
All the money.
Okay.
When the people of Egypt and Canaan ran out of money, they came to Joseph crying again for food and said, our money is gone. Give us bread. Why should we die? Well then, Joseph replied, since your money's gone, give me your livestock, and then I'll give you food in exchange for that. So they gave their livestock to Joseph in exchange for the food. Soon all the horses, flocks, herds, and donkeys of Egypt were in Pharaoh's possession. But at least they were able to purchase food for the next year.
Wow. Okay. That's a thing that this book says.
The next year they came again and said, our money is gone and our livestock is yours. We have nothing left but our bodies and our land. Why should we die before your very eyes? Buy us and our land in exchange for food.
Oh boy.
We will then become servants to the Pharaoh. Just give us grain so our lives may be saved.
Okay.
So Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh. All the Egyptians sold their fields because the famine was so severe and their land belonged
Like
to
modern
Pharaoh.
day Egypt? Like the whole country of Egypt? The same size?
Probably not.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's like the 16th of the size.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's all they knew.
Right.
Right.
There's other people in Egypt, but they don't know about them. It's just, can't walk that far.
But the Pharaoh owns everything.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's kind of a prick because he set himself up. He was like, cool, we're going to be able to take care of everything. And he's like, I want literally every penny you have, literally every animal you own, and then you.
Is that the Pharaoh or is that Jacob or Joseph's plan?
Guess it's kind of Joseph's plan. But
I mean,
Jesus Christ, either way,
Joseph seems to be flying by the seat of his pants at this point. Just kind of.
Do you think he just didn't check to see if it was cool if he gave food away? Like he just assumed he had to take something for it?
He's a good guy. I don't know. He seems like he would, enjoy a bag of donuts. He's a good fucking guy. He's gonna make sure everyone's taken care of. But it's just not doing
The only land he didn't buy was that belonging to the priests, for they were assigned food from Pharaoh and didn't need to sell their land.
It's that tax exemption bullshit.
I know.
So that's why we need a church.
I know.
So Joey bag
We're
of
working
donuts
on it.
can't take our fucking land.
Yeah. Fucking prick.
Yeah.
Kind of is a prick right here.
A little bit. I didn't think when I was starting a podcast with you that we would slowly become a cult. And
Kind of getting there.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
We're going to be good cult leaders.
I think so.
I'll be very nice.
Yeah.
I do. Okay, so here's the only thing I want to say is like in every cult, there's always a groovy stage.
Sure.
In the beginning, when it's starting up, everyone's all fun and having sex and having a good time and stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't want that to end.
Let's just do that for the entire cult time.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just want to have a lot of sex and have a good time and laugh at this book.
That's fair. We can do that.
Cool. All right, I'm in.
Yeah. They do so they kind of try to make it better. So essentially, he buys all the land, but they get to, obviously, they keep farming it, and they just give 1/5 of their harvest to Pharaoh and keep 4/5 for themselves. So it's like a tax, basically. Like they sell their land, but they're essentially just doing everything and just paying a tax on it, which is
Okay.
like It's still kind of fucked
Are we
up
still in
because they would've
47?
died. Yeah, 47 is long.
Okay, no, that's true. I'm just gonna every
Yeah,
time we
please.
switch to a new chapter,
Yeah.
let me know because I got all the years. I didn't even realize, but I
Oh,
have
shit.
like every single chapter has a year.
Fuck yeah.
by
Okay,
it. So
cool.
now we can be like, instead of just be like, and some time passes, I'll be like, exactly 6 years passed.
Love it. Yeah, so there you go. The 1/5. But priests still don't pay tax.
Ah.
So the people of Israel settled in the land of Goshen in Egypt, and before long they began to prosper there, and their population grew rapidly. Jacob lived for 17 years after his arrival in Egypt, so he was 147 years old when he died. Jacob is almost dead.
Oh, so close, so close, so
I know.
close.
As the time of his death drew near, he called his son Joseph to him and said, "If you are pleased with me, swear most solemnly that you will honor this last request. Do not bury me in Egypt." He wants to be buried. It's $400. Don't worry about it. Land. That's where Jacob wants to be buried.
Ah, let it go, man. I remember that was a while ago.
So Joseph promises. One day, not long after this, word came to Joseph his father was failing rapidly. So this is actually, I can just do this. We don't need to read the whole goddamn thing. Jacob's almost fucking blind. He's falling apart. He's shitting his pants. Just drooling piece of shit.
Do you guys want to
Useless
see
asshole.
a magic trick?
And Joseph brings him his two sons and says, "Will you bless my kids before they die?"
All right, sure.
And he
I
puts the
don't
kids in
know.
front of him.
Okay. You there.
And he says, "This is the oldest son,
Okay.
so he gets the better blessing.
Yeah, we'll
This is the
see.
youngest son, so he gets the shittier blessing."
Yeah, I know how this works.
And then Jacob goes, "Nope."
Does he
He
really?
crosses his fucking arms.
Till the very end.
Gotcha, bitch.
And Joseph like physically grabs him and goes, "No, Dad.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
is the old one."
Got it. This is the younger one?
Yep.
Here I go.
Son of a bitch.
Kids time, Jacob, for being Jacob, gosh damn it.
And Jacob just straight up was like, "No, the younger one's gonna have more shit."
Jacob, you're fucking shit up.
Fucking
bro.
piece of shit.
He's an asshole. Why do they even need his blessing? Joseph has more blessings than he does.
I don't know.
Ah.
I'm gonna get the younger one more shit. Do you guys have any stew lying around?
And then Jacob said to Joseph, "I'm about to die. God will be with you. He'll take you back to Canaan. And I give you an extra portion beyond what I have given your brothers."
Oh, about fucking time.
Yeah, right? So then Jacob calls. Now we're in chapter 49.
Okay, 49 is in the year circa 1689 BC.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And 47 was in 1706. So now we're 7 years
Cool.
have passed.
Um,
Dude, chapter 49,
yeah.
we're so close.
I know.
Oh my God,
know.
we're almost done with
I know.
Genesis.
I know.
What?
Yes.
I didn't even realize. Oh, this is so nice.
Oh,
There's still so much more.
There is.
But we're almost done with Genesis.
Yeah. No, we almost get to pretend like it's going to be better.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for that
I
moment.
know.
Where spirits will be lifted. Why does this look like a poem?
Because this is Jacob blessing each of his sons.
Can we say it like a hymn? Like you would sing a psalm?
Come and listen, O sons of Jacob.
Gather yourselves together and hear ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father.
Reuben, you are my oldest son.
It's a way to sing without actually singing. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength.
My child and my vigorous youth. Do we want to read all the blessings?
No. Oh, wait. Except for this one, because
Okay.
number 49:5 is for my boys. It's for my boys.
Yeah.
Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations.
It's a shitty. It's not even.
O
It's
my
not a
soul,
blessing.
come not thou into thy secret. Unto their assembly, mine honor be not thou united. For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they dig down a wall. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. They deserved better.
They did.
Wow.
Jacob just had to get that one last shitty cock fucking dick.
Didn't Jacob also tell them to do this?
No, he got angry at them for doing it because he was afraid people would be mad at them. He's never not been a pussy. Like he literally,
Just like his father and his father's father.
Okay.
All right. You know what? Fuck Jacob. Fuck Jacob forever. Simeon and Levi, they deserve better.
But Judah, your brothers will praise you. You'll defeat your enemies, and all your relatives will bow before you. Thanks for murdering that prostitute that was your fucking daughter-in-law.
Almost murdering that prostitute.
I hate this.
Yeah, this is bad.
So much.
This is very, very upsetting.
Fucking Judah is a gigantic piece of fucking shit.
Yeah,
but because Jacob's a fucking tiny cocked fucking pussy who wouldn't take fucking action and protect his fucking kid, and his fucking sons did it for him and fuck people up like they fucking did. Fuck.
Jacob's an asshole.
I
This is
wish
upsetting.
Jacob had been circumcised and then murdered in that order, but very quickly, one after the other.
Like Simeon and Levi were good fucking dudes. They did. And this is supposed to be a time for blessings.
Yeah.
You're going to throw curses in the mix while you're at it?
Fucking asshole,
You could
man.
just not give a blessing and I'd be like, oh, well, that's a bummer. But now you're going to immediately curse Simeon and Levi for being the appropriate level of angry.
Fucking verse 30.
That's what happens because women aren't fucking people in this goddamn book yet. And Simeon and Levi were feminists in the fucking year. I need to remember what chapter that happened because I can get the exact year of when Simeon and Levi
It was a
were.
while ago.
It was
Yeah.
a minute ago. But I have like titles and stuff. So Descendants of Esau. No, that's way further back. Sons of Judah?
No, it was before that.
Before that. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Revenge Against Shechem. 34.
34. Chapter 34 was in the year 1732. Motherfucking BC. Sorry, 1732 BC. Motherfucking Simeon and Levi were goddamn
They were heroes.
righteous motherfuckers in 1732, and now they're getting cursed for it. Like
Verse 33,
a
Jacob.
long time later, though.
Yeah, a long time later.
This is
Yeah,
1689.
Joseph had not let that go. I don't know. Jacob hadn't let it
It's
go.
like 50 years later, and you're still gonna curse him. Fuck you.
All right,
man.
guys. All right. I'm going to say something very happy for all of us.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay. Yeah, we got happiness.
Verse 33.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob fucking dies.
Yeah. Jacob. is
Get Genesis
dead.
49:33 tattooed on you.
Fuck Jacob.
Jacob's fucking finally goddamn dead.
Piece of shit, motherfucker. Motherfucking shit.
It's almost over, you guys.
Oh, dude, we're so close. I can see it. I can look at all that blankness on my
I
page.
know.
I'm just gonna kiss it.
Lay on it. Make it a pillow. I like this part of the book because there's nothing there. This is my favorite part. There's no words on it. It's really nice.
So Joseph goes to Pharaoh and says, "Hey, man, my dad asked to be buried somewhere else. Can I dip out for a minute and go take care of that?"
You don't have to ask me for anything, dude. You could just do it. You're the best.
That's pretty much what Pharaoh says. He's just like, "Yeah, man, go for it." It's cool."
I like Pharaoh a lot.
I know. So they do what he said. They take his body. They bury it. I'm sure it has a name or some shit.
I forget what that land was called. Who cares?
Um,
A Todd?
Machpelah.
Where you at? Oh,
5012.
Machpelah.
Then Joseph goes back to Egypt with his brothers and everybody that had been there for the funeral. But they're afraid that now that their dad's dead, Joseph is going to fucking get his revenge. He's just been waiting for his dad to die, apparently.
Oh, so they're going to try to kill Joseph now?
Probably.
Ugh.
So they sent a message to Joseph. "Before your father died, he instructed us to say to you, 'Forgive your brother for the great evil they did to you.' So we, the servants of God, your father, beg you to forgive us."
Why wouldn't he? He's fucking in charge of shit now. Why would he
Yeah.
give a shit about that stuff?
And he gets super sad and he says, I only God can judge you. I'm not here to fucking worry about shit that's already happened.
That Tupac song?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, in the book it says, "Am I God to judge and punish you?" But I mean, it's the same message. He tells him not to be afraid. He says, "Look, I'm going to take care of you. It's all good." So Joseph and his brothers and their families continued to live in Egypt. Joseph was 110 years old when he died. He lived to see 3 generations of descendants of his son and the children of Manasseh.
Where you at?
5023.
Joseph saw it. Ephraim's children, another generation, the children also of Machir and the son Machir, 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 the son of
I got nothing.
Manasseh.
Oh, I think that might have been. It doesn't say this, but it's probably one of his concubines or something. Because
Okay.
the next verses they were treated as well as his own sons. So it's probably just Those are his other kids that he had from other ladies because it's okay to bang other ladies. This book makes perfect sense.
I will say, in Joseph's case, he can have concubines.
No, sure, but just like, have a consistent goddamn message, you fucking piece of shit book.
Yeah, no, for sure. But this is the Old Testament, it doesn't count.
Oh my God, shut the fuck up. Soon I'll die, Joseph told his brothers, but God will surely come for you to lead you out of this land of Egypt. He will bring you back to the land he vowed to give to the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Then Joseph made the sons of Israel swear an oath, and he said, when God comes to lead us back to Canaan, you must take my body back with you. So Joseph died at the age of 110. They embalmed him, and his body was placed in a coffin in Egypt. The end of Genesis.
Oh, God.
We fucking did it, man.
We did Genesis.
How's it feel?
Oh, I feel so good to be done with that
Right?
book. It feels so nice to not have to read any more about that family anymore. I'm so sick of those people. Can we get a new family?
Well, I mean, no.
What?
Like, it's still that. It's like they're the tribes of Israel. This entire book is about the tribes of Israel. So, like,
But I don't want that tribe. I want a new one. One of the other ones.
yeah, fair.
I'm just happy to be out of Genesis. It feels great.
Yeah, it's good.
I feel like I actually have accomplished something. Like this is a lot of book.
It is.
This
And you
is
kind
a
of like
lot.
know what's going. Like, if somebody brought some shit up, you could be like, if it's about Genesis, I can talk to you.
I can talk to you about Genesis now.
Yeah.
I have a lot of feelings about certain characters. Like Simeon and Levi deserved better.
They did serve.
Jacob, Isaac, and Abraham are the worst people.
No.
And I hate them all.
Yeah.
Hate them all. Don't like how they treated the women, just being like, you're my sister now.
That's not getting better, unfortunately.
I know that. I have a feeling that, I had a feeling that wasn't going to get better, but I just really hate
Sorry?
those. I mean, it's one book, it's not going to take a 180.
I just got to the part where the angel of death shows up and somebody screams from a window, "Help! No!"
Oh, man, that's great.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, done with Genesis.
We did it, man.
Wow.
I'm proud of us.
And now we're on to Exodus, movement of the people. Exodus. Oh, man, we're going to Exodus.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Birth of Moses? We're getting to more things I know. Is it good? Why do you? Is Moses bad? Is
No.
Moses,
No.
He's the Prince of Egypt.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Yeah.
Prince of
I mean,
Egypt.
that was more of a nod of just like, we're getting to a thing that like most people know.
Yay!
So, yeah. Hooray!
Get rid of the fucking bastards that I hate. I hate
Yeah,
all those. So many
fuck all of
people in Genesis were just bad.
They're all.
I hated Lot because his daughters. His daughters were garbage.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's an impressive book that will not give you a single person to support.
No, and then when you want to support them and they're a good person, they get cursed by their father's last breath, and it's just like, fuck. Simeon and Levi deserve better.
They did.
They're the only ones I have real opinions on because they were also the ones we literally just read about.
Yeah.
And how could we forget? Where is it? Nope. Wait, it's here. I bookmarked this page so I could do it again. Where is that?
Chilla and Zilla.
Zephnath Paeane. 45.
Oh, fuck, man.
Genesis. What is it? Is this Genesis 41? Genesis 41, 45. And the Pharaoh called Joseph name Zephath Nath Paeane. Get that shit tattooed on your body. Man, I wish we had like a physical list of tattoos I wish I wanted to get. Jacob, it sucks. Laban, remember Laban? He's a fucking garbage person.
Yeah, they're
Let's
all
just-
awful.